Hey everybody, it's Jameson and welcome back to my channel. I love that you all are here. I hope this information is helping you, and I love when you reach out to me and talk to me because it's really great to connect like that. And I've had some of the pleasure of working with you one-on-one, some of you that have been starting to follow me. So this is such an awesome network that this is starting to build. I'm so excited. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Please comment, and I would love to hear from you. So today, what I'm talking about is the reason why we are here. Oh my gosh, why are we here? Why are we on this planet? That big question. And you know, that's one of the most spiritual and philosophical questions one can ask themselves. And when people go to ask themselves that question, that means the understanding of what it is, their purpose, is already there. It's already on the other side of that. They're now just doing the groundwork in order to get to that place, right? So what I love about this question is that the question itself opens the doorway that allows the information and the self-purpose to come through. Now, that said, sometimes people go through their entire life and they don't really fully know what their life purpose is. And what I want to say to that is that if you are following happiness and joy, passion, those things that you were drawn to so much that just light you up no matter what other people think, that is actually the fulfillment of your purpose. And you don't have to sit there going like, I have a purpose. I have to do this, this, that, and the other in order to like accomplish it. Okay, I did my purpose because I did these things. It's not like that, okay? So the best way you can tell someone is fulfilling their purpose that is around you is because they absolutely just are in joy. They are happy. Even in the tough times, they see the light within those particular situations because they know that it serves them on some degree, that they are learning something deeper about themselves through the experience. Okay, so it's all about your happiness and joy. If you are following your happiness, your joy, your passion, you are going to be led into the fulfillment of your purpose, even if you aren't even fully aware of what that is by the time you depart this physical plane. So always, always, always follow your purpose and your passion, okay? But as a human collective, what we are here for, and it's so, I feel like it's so hard for some people to hear this word because people are like, well, I don't need to be healed. And it's such a word that's like so frightening to people because healing implies that there is illness or that there's something wrong. And in fact, there's nothing wrong. Sometimes things get out of balance. And when they're so out of balance, they do create physical manifestations or experiences in our life that create that mirror reflection of what's going on within us that is asking to be rebalanced or harmonized. It's up to us whether or not we're going to listen to that particular thing and go, okay, what's going on with me that I need to harmonize or rebalance. Right? It's going to be up to us to do that. And if we don't listen to that inner being, all the messages that are being told to us, that's how we manifest physical illnesses or unwellness or traumas or dramas within the family units or friendships or relationships. But this is the reason why we're all here. We are literally here to heal, not just ourselves, but each other, because we are all a part of the same essence. And even that phrase will not fully strike or hit in the way that it should until one comes to the inner awareness of what that means. Because we can be told we're all one when we were younger, but we were not at the conscious level to actually understand what that means. It would all come to fruition later on in our life when we were ready as the student to learn. But it is why we are all here. We are all here to heal. We are all here to help each other. We are all here as healers for one another. And the only way we can help heal others is not by forcing or doing, not by telling people what to do and asserting yourself on them, but it's by healing the self first that all others benefit from. By healing the self first, you are creating an energetic portal that allows others who would like and desire healing to move through on their own accord, because everyone has their own journey. We cannot assert ourselves on other people's journey. You know, when you tell someone something to do and you're like, no, you need to go do this, or no, you need to be here now, or whatever, doesn't it offset you in your body? And you're like, no, I'm not going to do it. No, I don't have to. It doesn't feel right in your body, because it's not your journey. It's not your particular pathway that you need to take in order to learn whatever lesson you need to learn throughout it. And everything that we are met with is about that, learning about the self. And you'll hear this in ancient mystery schools and different belief systems, but knowing thyself. That is the true key to mastery. It's when people keep putting their consciousness outside of the self and keep worrying about what other people think or what other people are doing, or comparison, that you are so far away and polarized from yourself that you don't even know what you want and what's true for you. But that polarization is now coming together through our healing of this planet. This planet is an integration planet. This planet is a healing planet. And some people want to say, oh, well, you know, we're a slave race, and we are, you know, like, this is from ancient civilizations and ancient and extraterrestrial like seedings. And sure, there are timelines where there are those vibrations taking place. But that doesn't mean that it was bad or good. It just meant that it's what it was. It means that that's where the vibrational consciousness of those beings or those things were. They didn't see it as, I'm doing something bad. You know, in fact, they probably thought that they were doing the right thing, because oftentimes people do dark things because they think that they're doing the right thing. Look at our life now. People do dark stuff and they really think that they're doing the right thing. And for them, they are, because without doing whatever that is, they would not learn the lesson they need to learn for their soul to ascend. We are here so that we can allow the space for that growth and be able to show a different way through our own healing. We are an integration planet. This is not a prison planet. However, we have chosen to play the game within the matrix of what is here in order to rediscover ourselves. It's all about the reintegration. We chose a specific game plan in this reality so that we can be able to choose what we want from there, and we can move in the direction of healing. It's all about your free will choice. It's all about healing. We are each other. Whatever you have an experience with another person, whatever you see in them is a reflection of what you need to learn about you, or what's going on within you, or the things you don't want to see about yourself. I find myself having a moment of reflection, and if I pass a judgment, I go, oh, Derek, you're just judging yourself. And I start laughing because it's so ridiculous and true. I call myself out whenever it's necessary, because within the acknowledgement of me calling myself out, I'm healing that layer. I'm healing that frequency. I go, oh, thank you. I don't agree with you anymore. I'm cutting you out, and I'm healing you, not cutting you out, but integrating you. And I'm nullifying it. I'm healing that vibration so that I flip it into light. That way I can move up and on and outward. We are all here helping to bring each other along, because we are all from the same essence. We are all from that same pond. We are all one within each other. We are all here to heal. Now, to take this even further back, we're here healing galactic dramas. When you watch movies that are out there that portray wars in space, like Star Wars, and there's a new show coming out called Foundation, which I saw the trailer for, and I was like, I feel like these are discussing the Orion Wars once again. There's another one, Dune. There's a bunch of ones that are coming through as channeled through, so that as a remembrance, you can remember your galactic history. This is why people are so drawn to those movies. It's because it ignites a code that exists within them from those timelines that they existed in, that they fought in, that they were part of the resistance, etc. And I'll tell you, I was not a big Star Wars person. No Star Trek. I did not watch those shows. It just did not appeal to me, probably because I'm not a fan of war. And it just repels me to see things like that when people are fighting against each other. And it goes further back in my own star lineage. But when we look at those movies, they are portraying the energy of what took place in space. But when those wars take place, you can stop a war, but does it stop the energy behind it? Do you actually heal the energy behind it just because you stop something? Was the lesson learned? Was the healing undergone? Was their love transmitted into the situation? Did people come to an understanding and begin to accept each other? Or did they just go, we're tired of fighting and we're still going to polarize? Because in the Galactic Wars, that's what it was all about. When we think of the Big Bang, and we think about the fragmentation. So when I say the Big Bang, I'm going to usually use the fragmentation because I think of it like, yes, it's a Big Bang and everything kind of separated out and it wants to move back in like this, right? Well, the fragmentation is saying like when that first spark of light went out. So I'm going to say when the source, God, the energy decided that it wanted to not know itself, because here we know itself. So it's like no growth, no nothing. So it's just, I love it. It's great. That's awesome. And so as it expands out like this, think of a prism, the light shines through the prism and refracts those 7 densities of consciousness corresponding to the 7 chakra centers, and it fragments out. And when it fragmented out, it began to do separation, right? Because it's no longer the one light. It fragmented through a prism energy and began to expand out. That created the separation, okay? And with separation comes polarization. Separation means I'm moving farther away from that source. So as this comes out and moves further away, it creates more separation, right? And that creates polarization. They're over there, I'm over here. And that started to continue on through galactic history, this deep polarization. But within polarization, this person thinks they're right, this person thinks they're right, nothing gets resolved, everybody's butting heads. You can see that on our planet now. It's not a new story. And so they keep fighting. So these wars would move from different stars down and keep moving. So it started from like Lyra and Vega, and they had an issue and went to another planet. And then they were like, well, let's move this. And this is over a long period of time, and I'm just condensing it in a very short amount of time. So then they move to another planet, right? They go to Sirius, and they're like, we're still fighting. This is not great. It didn't resolve itself. They're like, let's take it to Orion. And so then they go to Orion, and that's where we have this main war that is portrayed in all of our movies and films and television shows, because it's meant to remind us what we are here to heal. That is why you will see the pyramids thing line up. Why do you think that the pyramids and different pyramid systems around the world line directly up with the Orion belt? It's a remembrance. It's to go, something connects us to that. What's going on there? Something's connecting us to that. It's about us asking those questions. Remember I said we ask the questions and it's already done. It's that opening. Same thing. It's here to remind us what we're here to heal. So those wars may be finished, but is the energy fully healed from those wars? No, it's not. That is why we are here. That is why we experience polarization on this planet, which is actually a lot more healed than it seems to be. And as things begin to surface more and we begin to really see what's going on within that polarization, we begin to choose to heal it even more. It has to surface if it is to heal. It has to. It cannot stay hidden any longer. It can't, because it still exists there. So if it didn't come to surface, we could not begin to heal it. And that is why we are here, to heal those galactic energetic wounds, because the wars are done. Sure, it's in another dimension where they can exist, but it's done. We are here as the healers. We said we are going to go in and we are going to heal the energetics. We are going to reintegrate the polarization back together. And that's why you guys hear me talking about polarization so much. I talk about it all the time, light and the dark, this and that, because it isn't this or that, it's this and that. And so we are bringing and refusing all of this back together. And the more we are made aware of it, the more we can stand in the light of that power and begin to do it even faster and help other people ascend even faster. We are here to heal the galactic wars. That's why you see the wars on our planet. That's why you see the deep polarization of taking place right now. That's why you see the suppression of femininity throughout the past and even right now with what's going on. Because that feminine power is love. So the more we can begin to understand this purpose of we are here to heal, we are here to help each other. We are healing not only the timelines from our past within our ancestry line, but we are healing galactic wounds, energy-wise. In a future timeline, it's already done. This is why extraterrestrial beings, higher density consciousness beings, step forward to help us, because they are us from those future timelines, assisting us to make sure that we don't go down other timelines, because there are infinite dimensions of reality, infinite. So you have me here, but there's a dimension where I didn't make this video, where I went and met up with my friend at this hotel, which I'm not at because I'm just sitting here doing this. There's also a dimension where I didn't read my book this morning, and instead I went to the gym. And then even going to the gym, if I would have chosen that timeline, maybe I switched the way I was going to do something and I did something else. And instead of doing those things, they splintered off. Do you see how there's infinite dimensions? There's like a dimension next to this one, next to this one, next to this one. You can take a playing cards and put them out. You can be the one in the middle focused, but then there's a dimension here, like that. There are infinite amount of dimensions. So that brings me to understanding densities, because I know when I first was trying to understand densities and dimensions, I was like, wait, what is it? Third density? Wait, what? A third dimension? What's the difference? So when we look at densities, we're looking at the densities of consciousness, conscious awareness, vibration, like what level you're on, right? And that's not to say anyone's better or worse. It's not about that, because we're all on the journey. So those people who are on a different consciousness level are still us. We still have so much to learn from each other. And those, again, correspond to the 7 chakra centers. So when we think about the root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plexus chakra, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown, those are also corresponding to the 7 densities of consciousness. And as we raise that vibration of awareness, choosing love, choosing light, I just saw light spark off over there. I was all choosing light, we begin to bridge that physical reality and that non-physical reality. We begin to integrate the two through the heart center. And as we raise up, we're stepping into love, we're using our voice and expression, we're seeing clearly, and our powers are activated, and then we're hitting that highest level of consciousness. I'm not going to go too deep in the densities of consciousness, because that can be very interesting, and I feel like I need diagrams for that sort of thing. But there are YouTube channels and other people who are showing that. And if you're interested, you can look at the Law of One that explains the densities of consciousness. It's pretty dense because it is channeled material, but it can give you the information, or just look up densities of consciousness, put it in an easy way. But once we understand those densities of consciousness, it really helps us to see the framework of what is going on, instead of just sleepwalking around and like, oh, I'm in drama. Oh, I don't know what to do. Oh, I want to follow my passion and leave my corporate job, but I can't seem to do it because I'm so afraid, and I'm holding on to an old paradigm that actually wants to fall away. So you get to choose, you know? So as we are speaking of that, look at my little heart. So as we are staying here in this we are in a fourth density conscious. We're moving into a fourth density right now as humanity. That's why all those old structures that don't resonate with the heart, the things that you're doing are kind of falling away and falling apart. The only reason you're creating resistance or drama around it is because you're so resistant to letting that system go, because it's what you know. But if you're able to trust and move into that joy, peace, and happiness when you're fulfilling your purpose, remember that, you're fulfilling your purpose by following joy, peace, and happiness, you're going to move into that fourth density. Because we're all coming together. We gotta bring everybody along. And the only way we can bring each other along is by healing within ourselves, doing it for ourselves, following our spiritual path, knowing the self, and that creates the doorway for everyone else to come along. And when it comes to us raising consciousness, you know, at first I realized that I was attached to a physical experience, because I was like, but wait, we're going to become light bodies and higher densities of consciousness, because that's when we embody more light. And I was like, but then I want to have a physical experience. Listen, I love Earth. I love this experience. I love what we are experiencing here. I love what we are here doing. It's probably because I understand what it is and the purpose of our existence here that excites me so much, where I fall in love with my life. I fall in love with the experiences I have. I've fallen back in love with myself, whereas at one point I did not like myself. And I've fallen in love with myself because myself is everybody, because myself is nature, because myself is God, because myself is the universe, because myself is everything around me, because I can see someone who looks so different from me and go, that is myself. So by falling in love with myself, I truly mean I'm falling in love with everything in existence, because it is all me. And falling in love with that is how we begin to heal ourselves, and we begin to heal the planet and all those energetics from all those past forms. It runs deep. I know some of you listening right now might be awakening some codes within you that help you remember why you're here. And I hope that that is what has been going on at this time. We are reintegrating back into the one. And we know that we're reintegrating back into the one because the third density is known to be the deepest polarization. It's the deepest. Oh, I just got to wave down my button. It's the deepest polarization we could have experienced, because when we're rocks and minerals and water and, you know, different elements like that, it's like a collective consciousness. We're a consciousness with trees. We're a consciousness with plants. You know, if we're a dog and we don't necessarily haven't started, or let's say like a wolf, it's more group consciousness, right? And we begin to start individuating into the third density, which is that deepest sense of polarization, the ego, the I. So we've been in the I. Human beings were in third density, and we're moving into that fourth density. We are fourth density beings now, because we are reintegrating back into love. We're integrating that polarization, and we'll keep moving in that direction. But we have to release, and people want to say, oh, the ego, I'm going to kill the ego. Oh, no, 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 no. The ego is how you are here on this planet. The ego is what keeps you locked into this space where you can consciously choose and you can heal. The ego is here to serve you. But people have been taught, kill the ego. And I'm like, please don't, because that's also part of you. And you'll be killing yourself, and then you're keeping yourself locked in a cycle and a pattern. And that's not what we are here for. We are here to love deeper. We are here to heal. We're here to heal ourselves, heal the ones around us, be a light for those people who want to find their way, inspire others without forcing them to do anything. They all must choose their own path. You simply must be a light that will allow them to see the path that they can choose. That is all you're meant to do. And when someone asks you for help or wants to know more, you can present that door, and they can still choose to walk through it. We might have been fragmented at the beginning, But it's all because we, as a part of the entire essence, wanted to. And now we are reintegrating back. That Big Bang explosion is now ascending. Boom, experience itself to come back. Reintegration back into the one. Because we all wanted the experience of it. It's just human beings are so sensitive. Heavy emotional bodies. It is the way we were able to experience deep polarization. And now it's time to reintegrate back into unity, into love. That is where we are all going. But we can only go if we learn the lessons that we came here to learn. Within the learning of those lessons is how we begin to heal. We cannot avoid ourselves. We cannot run away from those issues because they taught us who we are and what we want. And every dark part of us is the most beautiful part of us because it said, I'm going to play this role so that you can choose light, so that you can choose more. And here you are choosing that. So let's heal those galactic wounds. Let's tune into our galactic family that is here to help us. If you have certain entities from certain star systems that you feel connected to, ask them to guide you in the ways that would help you be of service to you so that you can be of service to all others. And I want to make sure I differentiate when I speak of service to you is just healing you. I'm not saying service to self. That is that other pathway. It's just about being of healing to you. Bringing love to you, because that is the way we're going to bring love to all others. Connect with those higher beings. Who do you connect with? Channel their information, channel their energy. Those higher densities of consciousness are here for us to tune into, to bring light through, and to bring healing to everyone else around us on this beautiful planet. So with that, I will leave it. I hope you enjoyed that conversation today. And I hope to see you soon. You guys are all wonderful. Also today, I gave you a different angle because the sunlight was interesting. And so now you see my kitchen and my water maker. And the little hallway that goes down that way. Okay, bye.